Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control, and if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. No way you can shake me. I am heavy debt. No way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about the pain. Who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. There's no way you can shake me. I am your debt, and you know you can't pay me. I am your pain, and I know you can't take me. Play the game, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna change your name, you're gonna die in flames. Time to play the game. 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 Time to play the game.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
Oh, I know you guys have been waiting for this day. The longest offseason in the history of Madden. It is finally over. Madden 19 is here, and NBL Live is back. Season 33 underway. We got some Week 1 action kicking off tonight. It is already an AFC North rivalry that everybody's waiting for. It is the Steelers and the Browns. Timbo v. Bananas. What a matchup we have today here on NBL Live. Thanks so much to everybody hanging out with us. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man Bomber. Bomber, I know you've gotten the opportunity to do a little bonus coverage, sort of get into this game. It's just NBL Live, little different. Big show is back, and it's time to get rolling with NBL Season 33.
Yeah, absolutely excited right now to be a part of this NBL Live broadcast 233 right now, and I think we have a great matchup. Not only do we have a rivalry in the making, an AFC North rivalry, we got two owners that absolutely despise each other. If you remember, Bananas was in his division last year. He called the division. He won the division. Right now, Timbo's trying to get a little bit of revenge here to kick off Madden 19. This is Week 1, NBL Season 33. But I'm all in right now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know it's a new owner, OSU. But, man, I just want to see how they play. And I guess what I heard coming out of the locker room today?
What'd you hear?
Ben Roethlisberger isn't starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Did you did that Triple H music get you a little pumped up?
Yeah, it did. Because you know what? It is all about the game.
And it's time to play the game. See?
Yeah.
Is he get it? Oh, we got to give a big shout out, as always, to our pregame sponsor. That's Web3Cast.com. Big shout out to Web3Cast.com for all they do for us. Hit them up. Let them know NBL sent you. You get a 15% discount on your entire order. Web3Cast.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. NBL Live Broadcast 233 here on the NBL Network. Let's get right to it, folks, because I know you guys are ready to get to the game. Let's see our players to watch for this Week 1 matchup between the Steelers and the Browns. First on the side of the Cleveland Browns. Look at that fresh new graphic. Shout out to our graphics guy, Jamie. It is Jabril Peppers, 2017. He had 57 tackles, 1 interceptions, 3 pass defense. Again, Bomber, this is a whole new cycle. We're going into Madden 19 here. We've had a couple preseason games, got an opportunity to practice with these teams, but at the end of the day, this is when it's time to put up or shut up. We don't really know what we're going to see from these teams, but Jabril Peppers, ratings-wise and how he has looked in preseason, he looks like he's going to be a key defensive player in that pass defense for the Browns.
It's all going to be about pass defense here for the Cleveland Browns because you're going against a passing attack. I know Ben Roethlisberger isn't getting the start today. Well, at least that's what I've been told. I'm not going to believe it till I actually see it on the field, but they're going with the 23-year-old, 72 overall Mason Rudolph. That's right. The rookie from Oklahoma State's going to get the start today. He's 6'5", 230 pounds, prototypical body. Big Ben's going to be on the sideline trying to coach him up. So it's still going to be a pass-heavy attack. I know they got Le'Veon Bell, but he can catch out the backfield. And they got the cover athlete, Antonio Brown, who's next to a pretty nice wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, 21 years old, Eli Rogers in the slot. So, yeah, I think Jabril Peppers is going to have his hands full tonight. He's going to get a lot of action. We're going to see what he's made of.
Hey, Bomber, we're starting off. Got to give you a little OSU fun fact here. You know who was the last quarterback from Oklahoma State to start in the AFC North? That'd be the great Brandon Weeden.
Yeah, you didn't let me guess. I was going to say, the 39,000-year-old Brandon
rookie.
Weeden as a rookie.
So if you're the Browns, you got to feel pretty good knowing you got another Okie State Cowboys starting on the other side. Maybe you'll get an opportunity to get some picks for yourself. For the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, Le'Veon Bell is going to be a huge part if Mason Rudolph is indeed starting. Even if Ben Roethlisberger is starting, Bomber, the rushing attack for the Pittsburgh Steelers is so crucial because it keeps the defense on their heels. If they can establish that with Bell early and how talented Le'Veon Bell is out of the box, this Steelers offense is going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, you want to get Le'Veon Bell going because if you do go with Mason Rudolph, the 23-year-old, he's young. You don't want to get him on the ropes early. He's going to be playing against a pretty stout Cleveland Browns defense. Defensive line is pretty good, and they have a great linebacker core, and secondary isn't too shabby themselves. So it's important to get Le'Veon Bell going because if you get him 4 to 5 yards per carry, it just makes those third and longs, third and manageables for your quarterback, and that does a lot not just for play calling, but for the confidence of this young quarterback starting under center today.
What a matchup we have today, folks. Starting off with divisional matchups. I mean, and Bobber, as you said, there's some personal heat in this one. Bananas and Timbo do not like each other, and they get to start out on NBL Live Week 1, the first game of NBL Live of this Madden 19 cycle. And as always, Bomber, I know you might have forgotten how we do it, but we got to get your prediction for this game. A huge Week 1 matchup, a huge matchup that could determine maybe when we're looking at the end of the year how this division goes. Who do you like today? Is it going to be Bananas and that young Cleveland Browns team that he is so excited to have? Or is it going to be Timbo and the Pittsburgh Steelers? Reminder, no Lip playing for the Steelers, folks. If you're used to seeing Lip as the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's gone on to Jacksonville. Timbo took that opportunity, took the Steelers. Can he get a win and make Papa Lip proud?
You know, I'm kind of right now, I'm just sitting in limbo right now because he said Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers offense, is not going to have him on the field. As front office said, they're going to go with the young quarterback Mason Rudolph. So I'm going to give 2 predictions today. If Ben Roethlisberger plays and starts, which I guess there's a last-second decision here, maybe he could start. I'm going to say Pittsburgh Steelers 28-24. But if Mason Rudolph is a starting quarterback going against the young rookie, the heralded #1 overall pick from the Cleveland Browns, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to say 24-10. That's the point differential I'm seeing. 24-10 if no Big Ben. If Big Ben plays, I think 28-24 Pittsburgh. So try to remember that at the end of the game. I'm getting 2 stabs at this.
It will be very interesting to see how this Week 1 matchup goes. It is time to send it out to the game, folks. Appreciate you tuning in to the MBL Live pregame show, but it is game time here on MBL Live. Coming up next, we're kicking off Season 33 in the Madden 19 cycle with a doozy of a divisional matchup. It is the Steelers, it is the Browns. I think T.O.'s got something to say, too, as we get going right now to MBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking, Tebow in the middle. He has a man, it's Brandon Cooks, who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle. It's
wow. That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown.
And what a time to be here on the MBL Network. We are kicking off MBL Live for Madden 19 with a divisional matchup here in Week 1. It is the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns facing off today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I am OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Bomber. Bomber, new cycle. Everything you knew about the MBL, you can pick that up. You can throw it out the window because we got new owners. If you're expecting Z-Star as the Cleveland Browns, you're not going to see him. If you're expecting Lip as the Steelers, you're not seeing him. It's Bananas and Timbo. It's a whole new ball game here in the MBL.
A whole new set of owners, but the same rivalry exists right now because both of these owners really don't like each other. Both of these teams have a rivaled history as teams in the NBL, and now we got new faces, but I still feel it's going to give us the same kind of feel.
It should be a great matchup as we get to see the young rookie Baker Mayfield getting the start in Cleveland. He starts out I formation, and we've already disconnected, so really a great start here to MBL Live. Bomber,
we're going to start that one over.
Leave it to Bananas and Timbo to start it off with a dud. Bananas was fixing his audio settings for like an hour and a half. He wasn't checking his internet cord.
Yeah, so there we go right there. Connection to Pure has been lost. Pure being who? That would be Timbo. So I would say that was on Timbo. Timbo's internet.
I'd like to point out, remember, Timbo used to be on the blacklist. Couldn't put him on MBL Live because the internet couldn't hold up. And he went, no. I got that flawless Wallace internet. How flawless is it?
Yeah, that's not a good start. Week 1, you want to get off on the right foot. It doesn't happen there. You lose some connection, but we're going to get the stream right back up and going here in just a second. But it gives us more time to kind of prep the game and me to get some more tweets out here.
As expert in chat says, good job, Timbo. Darth Ben says, Bananas, your internet is worse than Dark Brawler. Not true. Darth Ben, don't spread lies. That's absolutely impossible, Bomber. It is impossible for anyone to have worse internet than the Starbucks Wi-Fi that Dark Brawler is trying to bum his games off of.
Hey, I don't know if Starbucks would appreciate that. Their Wi-Fi is actually pretty reliable. You might actually be able to get a game off there, even connecting Wi-Fi. But yeah, when you're dealing with Dark Brawler's internet, it takes a turn for the worse, man. It could disconnect at any minute, and you also have to worry about his mom, man. His mom might just pull the plug. That doesn't exist. She flips the switch on the router.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, look, you gotta be in bed by 9:30 if you want to grow up to be a big, strong boy. Is DB in the chat? I haven't seen him.
Oh, the thing about Dark Brawler is his internet disconnects so much, and then he doesn't know what hardwired even is. We asked him, hey, are you hardwired right now? Where are you playing? And he's like, oh, I'm at a friend of the family's house.
First of all, he says he doesn't know if he's hardwired.
Yeah,
he doesn't know if he's hardwired.
what is the Xbox inside the wall or something? I mean, at what point can you not just take a little peek?
The Alpha Heel 7 knows. He goes, that Net Zero 72 free hour internet CD. That's what DB's been running off his whole time. He just keeps getting those Net Zero CDs and rolling them up, running off that. Missed Net Zero.
I remember that. I remember that Net Zero. Used to come in the
AOL?
mail. AOL
Yeah.
used to do the same thing. It would be like 15 hours or 20 hours or 2 hours. I don't remember the amount of time it would give you. Maybe it was just like 2 hours of free internet if you had the CD. A little demo run online back in the late 90s. Things have definitely changed over the last 20 years.
Rusta Buster's our hookup. He says he works for Cox Communications if someone needs some internet. Well, we'll get you DB's internet, Rusta. All right. As we try this again, just kidding. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to start out with the ball first, so we'll get to see who indeed is starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether it is Big Ben, whether it is Mason Rudolph. As the Pittsburgh Steelers break the huddle, it's Big Ben. Come on. Mason Rudolph had no chance of starting. Who else but Big Ben starting for the Steelers? 2 wide receivers over to the left side, 1 tight end. Now split out wide right, Le'Veon Bell at the top of the I formation. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Le'Veon Bell. Not a whole lot there. So, Bomber, all that talk about Big Ben not starting, it was all hogwash.
Yeah, being part of the media team, I hear that coming out of their franchise front office. I just don't know how that's beneficial to Ben Roethlisberger, not knowing if he's going to get the start or not, or they're just playing some mind games with the media right now. But Mason Rudolph was supposed to be the guy, 23 years old, rookie, Oklahoma State, 72 overall, 90 throw power. They go ahead and go with the old trustworthy 36-year-old, 95 throw power. Ben Roethlisberger, I think he made the right call.
2nd and 10, Roethlisberger under center, and it's going to be play action pass. Roethlisberger looking. He's got all the time in the world. Rolls out to the left side and throws that bad boy right into the ground. Had a man open, but just couldn't set his feet. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. I don't know if Cleveland can be too happy about that stop. It wasn't a great stop. They got no pressure on that 5-man blitz.
Yeah, I talked to ownership earlier from the Cleveland Browns, and that was one of the issues they had. They said pressure has really been hard to get. If he's not using Mason, not Mason Garrett. What's his name? Miles Garrett. If he's not using Miles Garrett, which would completely take him out of the play, he's not really getting pressure. But right there, Ben Roethlisberger, he just missed the wide open guy on the left side of the field.
And on 3rd and 10, Roethlisberger dropping back 4-man rush from the Cleveland Browns. He'll look underneath, and TJ Carey almost picked that one off. So, Bomber, not a great start for these Pittsburgh Steelers, and Timbo against Bananas looking to get an early win. They go 3 and out with 2 incomplete passes and 2 that weren't particularly good reads.
Yeah, you start questioning, did Ben Roethlisberger splitting the first-team snaps so far this offseason, is it kind of affecting his play right now? We saw in the preseason they went 50-50 as well on first-team snaps, so maybe Ben Roethlisberger is going to take a couple weeks to heat up. But right there, he just seemed a little bit off, and then he was a little hesitant on that 3rd throw as well.
Captain Planet says Mason. Crowd already chanting his name. They are not. We're in Cleveland. They don't care. 1st and 10 now for the Cleveland Browns. And that's where we get to see Baker Mayfield, the rookie. He gets to start over Tyrod Taylor for this Browns team. I formation. Chubb at the top of that I. Gordon and Landry split out to the left side. Tight end now split out wide right. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a play action pass. Mayfield looks over the middle of the field. He finds Jarvis Landry right over the middle. He'll complete it down to the 47-yard line. Give him 25 on the play. Bomber, the Steelers brought some heat there. Baker Mayfield didn't look flustered at all, delivered a strike to Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, but I don't know how confident you could be in that throw right there. That's one of those passes where you see man coverage kind of ahead of him, a little over top of him. Baker runs the play action. He doesn't pull the play action. And then when he goes to throw, as a fan, I'm saying, no. And then he back shoulders. He ends up catching it, and I'm saying, yes, there's a nice completion there to Jarvis Landry.
Try hard guy saying this is going to be a blowout. It's on 1st and 10. It's a draw play for Duke Johnson. Not a whole lot there. And Bomber, there's one thing we learned from the last cycle, and I think it's going to be true this cycle. Duke Johnson is just not a between-the-tackles runner. You got to get him on the edges and show off that speed.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get a little cute and try to overthink things. Let's make players and put them in the situation where they can be the best. Running Duke Johnson up the middle, that just doesn't seem like the right call.
3 wide set now for Baker Mayfield on 2nd and 12. He's going to toss it underneath to Callaway. He's got some room on the right side. Juke move. He'll pick up a 1st down to the 41-yard line. That there, Bomber, you got to say is a great read from Baker Mayfield. Easy underneath throw, not trying to do too much to pick up a 1st down.
Yeah, shout out to Duke Johnson Jr. there. The block down the field. Did you see it? He went into the flats. He saw the underneath pass made, and he went upfield and made a block on the corner, which allowed number 11 to turn upfield. I absolutely love that right there from Duke Johnson.
And on 1st and 10, Mayfield's going to be under center. Chubb in the backfield. 2 wide receivers. 1st and 10 is going to be a handoff for the rookie, Nick Chubb. And He will pick up maybe a yard on the play as he gets to the 41-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Nick Chubb coming out into this backfield, Bomber, looking to challenge Duke Johnson for that number 1 running back role.
Yeah, he's actually the least agile halfback they have. They have Carlos Hyde, who's 88 speed, 91 excel, 91 agility. Duke Johnson Jr., we talked about his speed before, 90 speed, 90 excel, 94 agility. Nick Chubb, 88 speed, 90 excel, but 83 agility. We'll see how much the rookie gets, snaps he gets, and carries he gets today in NBL. Season 33, broadcast number 233.
An empty backfield for Baker Mayfield. 4 wide receivers. He drops back to pass on 2nd and 9. Waiting, and he waited too long, and the ball is out. It's a fumble, and it looks like it's going to be kicked around, and back it goes. It's picked up by the Steelers. None of those big offensive linemen pounced on that one, and who else but TJ Watt gets his mitts on that fumble. It's going the other way. A mistake for the rookie Baker Mayfield, in Pittsburgh. It has great field position.
To sum up the first 2 drives from both of these teams, even though it looks like it played out in Pittsburgh's favor, it just seems to be a little hesitancy at the quarterback position from Ben Roethlisberger and Baker Mayfield. Right there on the slant, he had a guy on the left side, just too hesitant to make the throw.
And on 1st and 10, Roethlisberger driving back to pass. Blitz up the middle, and down goes Roethlisberger. You knew they were going to come with pressure on 1st down, Bomber. They came with pressure, and boy, Ben Roethlisberger didn't get rid of that one. And so far, he is 0 for 2, and he's taken a sack so far to start this game.
Yeah, it hasn't looked good at all. And if he takes another one, he slides himself out of field goal range. When you get that pickup, that scoop fumble, you're in field goal range already, and a sack kind of takes you out. They're 7 yards from where they started right now. Let's see if they go back to that running game.
And 2nd and 17, I formation. Le'Veon Bell at the top of the I. Smith-Schuster out to the right, AB out to the left side as Roethlisberger's under center. On 2nd and 17, going to hand off Le'Veon Bell. He's got some room over the left side. He'll pick up a good chunk of that back to the 33-yard line. He'll cut it to a 3rd and 8, and that was a nice play call, Bomber, to cut down that 2nd and long to a 3rd and much more manageable.
Yeah, nice run. And 3rd and 8 now, so they picked up 9 on that carry here to Le'Veon Bell in that little zone weak up the middle. I say go right back to him. You're at the 33-yard line. You don't want to take another Big Ben sack. He hasn't looked too great. Run the ball here. Get the field goal. I understand you're playing for 3, but I think your defense looked really good early.
And now it's a 3rd and 8. It's shotgun formation for Ben Roethlisberger. 3 wide. He's going to split Le'Veon Bell out to the left side. He's got 1 tight end out there as well on the right side of that formation. It's an empty backfield now for Ben Roethlisberger. He takes the snap on 3rd and 8. 4-man rush from the Browns. He's got all the time in the world. Looks underneath. He completes it. And a very safe throw. Gets him into a little bit of rhythm. Doesn't pick up the 1st down, but he finds Smith-Schuster, Bomber, and he doesn't turn the ball over, giving them a chance to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I think the field goal's fine here. Come away with points. You had 2 kind of suspect passing drives right there. It's good. I understand they didn't pick up the 1st down. The field goal is going to be kicked up, and it looks to be good to me. Yeah, that's good. So you look at the field goal right now from the Pittsburgh Steelers, puts them up 3-0. Maybe as a Steelers fan, you want more points. You're used to putting up 25, 35, 40 points. But right now, it just seems the pace of the game, week 1, take the 3. Make sure you come away with points, because the last thing you want to do is look back at a game where you were in field goal range multiple times and you came away with nothing. Right now, I'm okay with Big Ben's throw. He at least ends the drive on a completion. Build from that and start building some momentum.
And Bomber, in this game, field goals are no longer a gimme, so actually making a field goal, that was a big play there. 3-0 Pittsburgh on top after the Baker Mayfield fumble. On 1st and 10, it's going to be handoff to Nick Chubb over the right side, trying to find some room. He'll pick up 4 yards on the play up to the 29-yard line. Give him a 2nd and 6, and Bomber for the Cleveland Browns. What are you looking for as their response after that fumble on the 1st drive?
I'm looking for Cleveland to kind of come back, settle down. I mean, the fumble was due to pressure. We've seen a lot. Pittsburgh seems to be sending a lot of pressure. So what you have to do is get a half back there. Maybe pull a tight end back there and block some players in the backfield to give Baker Mayfield that kind of secondary blocking ability, because right now he's just not picking up the heat. Right now he's a rookie. Give him some time in the pocket. Let him get comfortable as Pittsburgh's trying to play spoiler right now.
And Baker Mayfield, he's looking deep one-on-one with Callaway over the left side, and that one, nice defense on the left side, making sure Callaway didn't come up with the ball. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6, and Bomber, that was another one that I don't know how much I like that read from Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I understand. You see one-on-one coverage, you think 50-50, but I'm not trying to throw 50% if I'm Baker Mayfield, especially on 2nd and 6. I think the middle of the field was open. He could have took his shot on the left side, the slot. Right now in a 3rd and 6, let's see if the young rookie can pick it up.
And on 3rd and 6, it is Mayfield dropping back to pass on 3rd down, waiting. He's got some room on the left side if he wants to take off. He's got a tight end all sorts open. That's David Njoku. Big catch at the 40. He's up to the 35. Juke, and he'll be taken down at the 32-yard line. Big throw there from Baker Mayfield. Nice job stepping out of the pocket. How did they lose sight of David Njoku, Bomber? He's a big target for this Cleveland Browns offense.
Well, first I want to talk about the user skill by Bananas right there. He obviously just still doesn't get the one cut. He's all over the place. He went left and right. It looked like he was skiing on the slopes in somewhere in Colorado right there. Just left, right, about as stiff as he can get. User skill suspect right now. But yes, wide open, nice patience in the pocket, little crosser route, simple pitch and catch. And here comes the heat from Pittsburgh.
Oh, and he's got some room on the left side all the way inside the 10. Juke move down to the 7-yard line. Easy pass underneath to the tight end. And Cleveland's got a first and goal, and this crowd is rocking, Bomber. They're looking for their Browns to go up early.
Yeah, right there. It kind of makes up for it. Nice little juke move in tight quarters right there. I think what he was trying to do on that play with Njoku was that, you know how you'd run one way and you just turbo back the other? Last Madden and previous Maddens? He still got that ingrained to him. Doesn't work this
Oh,
Madden.
handoff to Nick Chubb over the right side. The rookie's got his first NBL touchdown as nobody was going to touch him. Goes into the end zone from 7 yards up. Our first touchdown of the NBL live season. It goes to the Cleveland Browns, who take the lead 7-3 after a real nice drive there, Bomber. It looked easy picking apart this Steelers defense.
That was just an easy run. As we saw, Duke Johnson Jr. got about 2 carries to start this game. The last 3 carries have gone to Nick Chubb. We have not seen Carlos Hyde, who was listed as number 3 on the depth chart. It looks like Nick Chubb is kind of getting he's getting the confidence from the coaching staff right now. But that was an easy peasy run. I mean, you could have ran through that. I could have ran through that. Lips Dog could have ran through that. That was just a wide open space.
Shout out to Bella. Getting through that hole. A 7-3 your score right now. Now let's see what the Pittsburgh Steelers can do. They've had 2 drives. One ended, with no points. The other one, it was a shortened field. They were able to get a field goal, but they really only gained 2 yards after the fumble from Baker Mayfield. See if they can put together a sustained drive here on the road. 1st and 10. It's going to be Ben Roethlisberger. He's going to come out empty. Backfield. Looks like a cover 0 look from the Cleveland Browns. Let's see what Roethlisberger can do. Maybe take advantage as the blitz comes, and he's going to toss this up over the middle, looking over the top, and it's one-on-one, but it's taken away. Nice play by Kindred. Interesting looking for Le'Veon Bell in that situation. Bomber maybe would have looked at Antonio Brown or Juju Smith-Schuster instead of looking for Bell, the running back, on the fly route.
I understand that the matchup you see with Bell, nobody can really match up to him. They're not going to put a cornerback on him, but, man, you have the best wide receiver, arguably, in the entire football league right now. You get one-on-one coverage. Man, that's got to be over the top. He's got to beat his man. You got to go to Antonio Brown.
2nd and 10, pistol formation for Roethlisberger. He drops back to pass. Blitzer on the outside is picked up nicely. He looks underneath. It's complete, but only for a couple of yards. Big Ben, 2 of 5, 7-yard start of this game, and Bomber, it looks like once Big Ben is forced to look more than in front of his face, that's where he starts to struggle. That's going to be a problem against this Browns defense.
Yeah, a lot of underneath stuff so far from Ben Roethlisberger. Watch when Cleveland decides, you know what, we're going to send some heat and then we're going to cover the flats. It's going to make Ben have to get rid of it quick. He's probably going to look to bail out into the flat, and that's where you can see some pick 6 happening later in this game. And we're about to end the first quarter here. 7-3 in broadcast number 233 here in NBL season 33. Now, that's kind of confusing. This is, I don't like it. 233, season 33, Larry Bird number 33. I'm 34, though. I'm not 33 years old. I mean, what
10 to Michael Jordan, it's 33. I mean, look, we can do this all day long.
There you go. Now we're talking here.
3rd and 7. Now, big 3rd down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5 wide receivers split out. Empty backfield for Roethlisberger. It's a quick throw to the tight end. Possession catch. 1st down. Boy, Bomber, not much of a read there, but they had very soft coverage on the tight end, and they picked up the easy 1st down with the completion to Jesse James.
I think he had the opportunity for yards after catch there. I don't understand the possession catch right there. I mean, what was it to avoid? To avoid picking up more yards right there? That was just kind of, he was A button on the control, and he hit A, and then he smashed it a couple more times to get the possession catch. I kind of like my guys to stay on the feet and run after that, because I think he could have split the safeties and probably picked up another 5 to 10 yards.
Looks like I didn't see it. Was that Mason Rudolph into the? I didn't see who got brought in there. That was not Ben Roethlisberger taking the snap. It was a handoff to Le'Veon Bell, and nothing doing there. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, right there we saw number 5 come in at quarterback. Checking the stats right now, that is not Mason Rudolph. That's Josh Dobbs. Look for some maybe read options, what they're trying to do with Joshua Dobbs. Tennessee Volunteer. Comes in, takes a snap. Big Ben over there just working a little bit, loosening up the muscles just a little bit. He's back in the game.
That's picked off. That one, bad throw from Roethlisberger. Picked off over the middle by Michael Kendrick. Going the other way. And another mistake by the Steelers offense. And Bomber, if you're a Steelers fan and you're looking for a big win here in week 1, it is not looking good as the Browns defense forces into turnover. The first one of the day for Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, and here's the issue. It's the quick reads, OSU. We're seeing it multiple times as Pittsburgh's going to have to burn a timeout here. It's the quick reads. Hike, throw, hike, throw. What does that make me have to do as a defense? If I can disguise my coverage, put some guys at the line, rotate some guys after the ball is snapped, it's going to make Big Ben a little hesitant to throw the ball now, and you got to play him right into where you want him. He can't make those quick reads against this very fast and smart Cleveland Browns defense.
Duke Johnson got a little Juke Johnson there, but he picks up a big first down as they are hurrying back to the line as they're past midfield. Shotgun formation for Baker Mayfield. Johnson going in motion. Looks like they're going to throw a little bubble screen out to him. And the Pittsburgh Steelers were prepared for that one. Down goes Johnson in the backfield. So 3 steps forward and 6 steps back. They lose 6 on that play. Going to read 1 second and long.
Yeah, it's just bad play calling right here for the Cleveland Browns. And right there, you saw Duke Johnson when he was running up the middle. It seems like he just should have picked up a lot more. Spent a little too much time juking left and right, kind of slowed up his momentum. But here we go, tight set, shotgun formation. Let's see what Baker can do. And
he is looking. He's got all the time in the world. He's going to take a deep shot over the top. He has a man. It's Njoku. One-handed catch into the bucket. Rookie, get your first touchdown. Big touchdown pass, the first of his NBL career. As Baker Mayfield puts a beauty into the hand of big tight end David Njoku. Touchdown Browns, 14-3 Bomber. How impressive was that throw?
That was beautiful. I love that animation, the one-handed catch. David Njoku is kind of earning his paycheck right now. He gets over the top. They got a crossing route coming underneath that holds the user. I believe the user was in a deep blue right there. He stayed home for that crossing route, which left him kind of thin over the top. And David Njoku uses not just that big body and that big frame, but he goes ahead and uses that 85 speed, 90 acceleration down the field. He's 6'4", 240 pounds. Makes a nice little one-handed snag for the first touchdown. Well, no, actually the second touchdown here for the Cleveland Browns. First passing touchdown for Baker Mayfield, though.
First and 10. Pistol formation for Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking to get some points on this drive, get some momentum. The only drive they were able to get points on was the fumble recovery that gave him great field position. He's going to take a shot over the top. He's got Antonio Brown, and he overthrew him. So Baker Mayfield puts a throw on the dot to David Njoku. Ben Roethlisberger, the veteran, overthrows Antonio Brown. That sums up what today has been so far for this Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Yeah, much more difficult read from Baker. He hung in the pocket. He moved left. He moved right a little bit, leaked left a little bit, threw the ball right over the top of the defense. He let things develop. Right there, that's Big Ben just kind of looking at one read even still. I know the pass was off. I understand that, but I'm looking at the psychology here. It's just one read Pittsburgh right now, and right there it was just a streak route. He stared at them the entire time as he beat his man. I want to see Big Ben make some progression reads and really see how good this Pittsburgh Steelers offense can be.
And 2nd and 10, Roethlisberger rolling out. He's going to chuck this one away as it was good contained there by the Cleveland Browns. Boy, Bomber, it's a far cry. It's a far cry from when Lip was the owner. 3 of 9 for 21 yards. This is not the Pittsburgh Steelers team of Madden 18.
Yeah, right there, he had an opportunity to just hang in the pocket, make the throw underneath, take the hit. Isn't that what they say to quarterbacks to do? If they can stay in the pocket, make the right throw, step into it, and take the hit, they're usually better off. But now we see Josh Dobbs back in the game.
3rd and 10, Dobbs dropping back. Dobbs speared, and ball is out. And, well, that's going to be picked up. That was an opportunity for a scoop and score there on the corner blitz, but he didn't quite get his mitts on it. It's still going to be a loss on the play. It's 4th and 26. The Steelers are punting from their own end zone. Bomber,
I got
it's
questions
not looking
right
good.
Now.
What questions you got?
I don't want to talk about Pittsburgh, though. This is the second time I've seen an owner do this. To pick up a loose ball, it's X, guys. You hit X, and your guys will pick it up. I think they think if they just run over top of it, like a Super NES game or something, it picks it up. But you got to pick X, push X to pick the ball up. And right there, he just kicked it. So
just kick.
Yeah.
No, Little Fish, the fumbles are still messed up. They are not. What they used to do was they would hop over the fumbles. No, that's just, if you don't hit the button to actually pick up the fumble, you don't pick up the fumble. But they did, it appears they did fix in this newest patch the guys jumping over the ball like it's a grenade on the ground. 1st and 10, good field position for the Cleveland Browns. Flag on the play, looks like it's going to be offsides.
Free
it's
shot.
going to be Chubb. He runs over the left side. He's going to pick up, it looks like a first down.
I like that one cut. I like
nice.
that one cut from Nick Chubb right there, though. But, yeah, the offsides, you always wish you're in a passing down, OSU, because then that's an opportunity to get the free play. I've had a few happen to me. I've watched a few happen on bonus coverage. Really cool thing that continues to happen here is you get the guy to go offsides as you hike the ball, right? And you get that free play down the field, and, hey, I'm going one-on-one up over the top. That's your chance to make a big play happen.
1st and 10, it's a 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set for Baker Mayfield. He's got Duke Johnson in the backfield. Now on 1st and 10, it's Mayfield dropping back to pass, waiting, looking. That was some Well, first of all, it was a nice defensive play, but I think Banana switched over to that user and made one of the worst catch attempts I've ever seen. He cut that way inside and missed the ball.
Yeah, completely went away from the route, or Baker Mayfield was just a little quick on that release and put it just too far out in front of him. My guys, I want to shout out right there. Right guard right now, playing right guard for the Cleveland Browns is Greg Robinson.
And on second
former
and 10,
number 2 overall pick.
going to be handoff to Duke Johnson over the right side. He'll pick up a couple to the 29-yard line. Bomber, what I have noticed, you talk about the game sort of developing as the patches come out, as things get fixed. Running is completely different than it was when the game came out. It seems like there's a little more room to work with.
Yeah, it does. I've seen it. I just haven't been able to experience it myself just yet. But I have seen it, and it does look really, really good. You know, obviously running is a struggle for me, but hey, I've seen it happen, and I'm seeing these lanes, and I'm liking what I see visually right now. Underneath, finding Jarvis Landry to pick up his second catch of the game. 6 for 8, $165, and a touchdown for Baker Mayfield. I'm going to ask you a question here, OSU.
Uh-oh.
Grade him. Rookie right now. He's played a quarter and a half. NBL season 33. Where do you see him at?
I'm going to give him a solid B right now. He's made a couple nice throws. Some reads are a little questionable. The fumble, you've just got to have better awareness than that. He missed the one throw on that. I'll put it on him, that tight end little angle route. But the throw over the top to Njoku was beautiful, and he has been poised in the pocket. I'm going to give him a solid. I'll even give him a B+. It's right there. Duke Johnson picks up a first down. So far, he has been really willing to take the underneath route. And, Bomber, that's something you don't see too many rookie quarterbacks doing.
Yeah, he is. He was a little aggressive earlier, but now he's at the 10. There's not much over the top to really take here, OSU, but I have seen an aggressive Baker. I actually was going to say it, but the last two routes he's gone underneath. He's taken what's given, but he's getting inside of that red zone. That's where things get sticky as you try to drive the ball down the field. Watch Njoku here, though. The red route right there at 8. Watch, see if he can get over top of this linebacker.
Yeah, he's just open. He is open. He continues to be open.
Oh, he missed him.
And then he threw that. Well, it's back down to a B. That was just bad. That was a bad read. He had the A route all sorts of open. He was waiting for the dig route, though. It's going to bring up a second and goal from the 9-yard line. Browns, Bomber, if they score here, I dare say how it's looked so far, this game might already be over.
And progression, though, real quick. The A route was breaking before the B route. There was no reason you needed to stare at B for the entire time. That deep dig wasn't breaking until after A. Oh, there's an opportunity.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor comes into the game, takes the little quarterback power run, and walks into the end zone. How creative was that from Bananas? Bringing in Tyrod Taylor for a touchdown. It's 21-3.
Yeah, the shellacking right now that's happening for Cleveland. We might be talking 50 burgers right now. You hungry? How do you like your burger cooked? Because that might be a legitimate question we're asking about this time into the fourth quarter.
I'm a medium well guy myself, but that's just for burgers, not steaks. I got a friend, Bomber, by the way. You're a steak guy, right?
Yeah, of course. Pause, but yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend likes her steak past well done. Like to where it's hockey puck. I won't go out to get steaks with her anymore. I'm done. I'm out. You go get
puck.
It's
well,
brutal.
if she wants it like that, she should just get the cheapest thing that she can get. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
but she'll get a fillet. I'm like, what's the point?
Okay.
Just get chuck. Just get a chuck steak. Like, who cares? First and 10 now, I formation. Pittsburgh getting shellacked right now. Quick 3-step drop, little slant route. Hey, Antonio Brown is actually out on the field, and he has a catch up to the 40-yard line. Bomber, I think what you said is right on. Has hit the nail on the head, though. Ben Roethlisberger, this Pittsburgh Steelers team, if it's not a read in the first second, they're not going to make a good read.
Yeah, they don't progress down the field right now. This offense blocks for them. They're giving them time, but right now they're just not taking what's there. When the pressure did come, you saw Big Ben looking elsewhere. Should have took his eyes off of looking elsewhere, went down the field and took the drag underneath. Instead, we're watching him take sacks. It's just not looking good here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and even right there, they're in the middle of running a play, and the 2-minute warning hits up. I mean, just awareness seems to be just a little slow right now here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if you had to give Pittsburgh's team an awareness rating, what would it be right now?
Oh, it'd be like a route running grade on Daddy Leagues right now. 0.
That's a 0. It's a big old 0. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Ben Roethlisberger. He's got Le'Veon Bell in the backfield in first and 10. It's going to be hand up to Le'Veon Bell right up the middle. Breaks a tackle. He's still running. He'll pick up 8 yards, 7 yards on the play to the 47-yard line. Give him a 2nd and 3. And Bomber, talk about that real player motion. We talked about it a ton during our tournament and before this game actually came out. You saw it right there. Some new animations from running backs and wide receivers really gives a realistic feel to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you know? You run a guy like Le'Veon Bell, and he just does something kind of extraordinary. He keeps his feet moving. He keeps moving upfield. I think this kid's going to be something to watch because he is truly a one-cut back, and this system is completely designed for a guy like Le'Veon Bell, as you saw right there, just that little move right past 66.
Here's all I'm saying, though. Right now, Browns shellacking the Steelers. You know Timbo's not feeling good right now, but you know who's feeling worse? That's Lip. You think Lip is regretting letting his Pittsburgh Steelers go to somebody else as he's watching them get clobbered here on the first NBL Live of Madden 19?
Potentially. I mean, maybe Big Ben ends up in Jacksonville, though, because, I mean, we've already heard rumblings of Mason Rudolph, and you look at Ben Roethlisberger right now, he's not looking too great. But I know the Jacksonville Jaguars wouldn't mind bringing him in for a year or two and bringing that expertise, that arm, that cannon, that savviness in the pocket, elusiveness from that big old offensive lineman style body, that quarterback, as he makes some adjustments right now. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe he's regretting a little bit, but he's living life over there in Jacksonville. He's 1-0.
Boy, they let that play clock and that game clock run all the way down for a no-yard gain. Solid awareness there as we're down under 50 seconds in the first half.
6 carries, 21 yards for Le'Veon Bell, trying to get him going with the counter play, but Myles Garrett says, not today on the counter play. And the Cleveland Browns so far, both sides of the ball, making things happen. And right now the Pittsburgh Steelers just kind of looking shell-shocked. I didn't know if they thought this was actually going to be a game today. But, yeah, we got a Week 1 matchup today, and I think the Cleveland Browns are young and hungry and trying to win this division.
2nd and 10. It's a play-action pass. Roethlisberger waiting, looking. He looks over to the wheel route on the left side, and he might be dead. He might actually be dead after that big hit on the left side. Couldn't complete. Looked like that was Eli Rogers on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. 22 seconds to go. Pittsburgh still with 2 timeouts in their pocket.
Yeah, you see Randall playing safety over there. But really importantly, that inside post, the one that came outside, that the wheel went around, he got jammed up for easily 7-8 yards. Just could not get past the cornerback. He was really getting bullied over there.
3rd and 10. It's Roethlisberger under center. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. 22 seconds to go. Roethlisberger dropping back, waiting. Down goes Roethlisberger. As who else but Myles Garrett making the play. 4th and 17. And Pittsburgh, they're going to end with only 3 points on the board, barring something spectacular, as they're going to punt this ball back to the Cleveland Browns.
All right, so since we're watching Bananas stream right now, he does have like these little in the About page about donating. Follow me on Twitter. I will announce when I go live. You will also get to see the funniest content on the internet. I
am laughing right now. This is funny. He's got some room on the left side. He's up to the 41.
Horrible angle by the user. The defensive just started strafing for no reason. Oh, man.
Shout out to Porter in the chat. Shell-shocked. I like the hidden pun, Bomber. Throw up your turtle emoji. Shout out to Franklin.
Oh, I didn't even.
Shout out to.
Honestly, that doesn't turn natural.
It's the best Franklin.
Kind of puns. Hey, the best kind of puns happen when you're not even. I really didn't think of it like that, but that's pretty funny. Maybe it's just ingrained into my brain right now just to say that without actually trying.
Shout out to Franklin, aka Timbo. This is gonna go into the half, down 21-3. Captain Plant says, "Sweet EA hat." Oh, you appreciate it, my friend, wearing the EA hat representing.
Oh, is that an EA hat? I was wondering what that was. I thought maybe it was a Browns hat.
Nope, it's EA. I couldn't.
A little Game Changer hat right there.
Yeah, well, Game Changer. I bought it at the EA store. I had a Game Changer event.
Okay.
Mostly because
I couldn't anything else you can tell us? Or are you about to tell us you can't tell us much more than that?
I can't tell you much more than that. I can't.
Isn't that how it always ends?
It's always how it works.
About that?
Yeah. That's just going to be my my new
Tell me
Twitter
you bought
thing.
a hat, man. You should have got me a hat, man.
I'm sorry,
like
Game
that.
Changers.
Well, what do they charge for a hat like that?
That's Game Changers only. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, do they not even have pricing on there? Is it just? I mean, is it?
Pricey's in the chat. Shout out to Pricey in the chat.
Oh, Pricey's in the chat. Okay.
9 yards on 1st down. Honestly, I'm just wearing it because I couldn't find my NBL hat. It's somewhere around here.
No, I like that hat. That's a good hat, man.
Panthers fan 234. Is this the only game today? Yes, it is. But our next NBL Live coming up Sunday night here on the NBL Network. We'll have bonus coverage throughout the weekend, but Sunday night we have an interesting little matchup. It's the Colts taking on the Redskins in Week 2 action. That should be a fun game, Bomber.
That's going to be a good game.
Fish,
really good game.
2 of the newer guys in the NBL, and they get a chance to show their stuff on Week 2 NBL Live.
And speaking of showing his stuff, Baker Mayfield right now. I mean, now we're seeing a wheel route to the halfback out the backfield. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offense. I'm liking user-wise what I'm seeing from Bananas. Seeing a lot of positive stuff. Jarvis Landry, Baker Mayfield, Duke Johnson, Nick Chubb. We've seen some positivity offensively, and I'm not going to forget about you, David Njoku. But Chubb's on the outside.
No.
He's just too much.
Well, you said he was the least agile, but he sure is showing off some agility today and showing off a little bit of that strength with that little truck move on the outside, getting the Browns down to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, he is. Big shout out to David Njoku with arguably one of the best. Somebody clipped that one-handed catch. I mean, we got to have that clip. The guys doing the NBL Clips team, that definitely has to be a highlight we look at later on. That was a nice pitch and catch from Baker Mayfield, his first touchdown in the NBL regular season, week 1, NBL season 33, broadcast 233. He dotted just over the top to David Njoku. It was really, really something to watch.
1st and 10. A lot of guys in the box here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 tight end set. Play action pass. Mayfield gets clobbered. Still gets the ball away to the tight end. Not a whole lot there, though. They're going to lose 6 yards. Maybe that's when the tight end just needs to bat down and not take instead of that 7-yard loss.
Yeah, but as an athlete, and you see the ball in front of you, you're just not trained to make that kind of awareness. That's on a different level of awareness, to bat something like that down. You're always going to try to take the catch if you're a receiver, and that's what happened there. But, yeah, it probably would have been more beneficial to be 2nd and 10 than 2nd and 17.
All right, Bomber, we got a little NBL trivia here. I think guys in the chat will probably know this one. What is my biggest pet peeve here on NBL Live?
I feel like I know, and I can't even remember right now.
Somebody in the chat again. Biggest pet peeve on NBL Live. I yell at people about it all the time.
Oh, okay, I know what it is now. Okay,
No,
yeah.
He knows. Yeah.
You said you yell at people about it all the time, and it just kind of triggered to... And then I realized who's playing right now, and I know exactly who it probably is. Even though I'm
Bananas comes in and says being in the chat. So first of all, screw you, Bananas. But Timbo goes into our group meet right now, down 21-3. Nobody is in there because everybody's here watching NBL Live. He goes, tries to get a sympathy. Nothing is working in the chat. Timbo, maybe stop whining in the chat. As David Njoku goes up and rips that one down. High pass to the tight end. 2nd touchdown of the day for Njoku. Timbo, you can keep talking in the group me. It ain't gonna help. You're down 27-3.
Hey, I tell you what, nothing might be working for him, but a lot's working for David Njoku. This kid is no Joku because this guy's balling right now. 2 touchdowns, NBL Live debut for Madden 19. Hey, this is a great time. Broadcast 233, NBL season 33. Larry Bird's number was 33. And Jordan plus 10 is 33. What else we got? Facts.
All right, Bananas, don't push it. No, wait, hold on. I got this. No, I got this. It's fine. Bananas has been timed out for 600 seconds. Maybe then he'll focus on his game. I get he's up 28-3, but I will time you out. Thank you very much.
Bananas is actually one of those guys that if he's not doing multiple things as he's doing one thing and he focuses too much, he's not as good. He needs to only, he's like a 20-core processor, man. And even though it might not be a super impressive processor, it just needs to be a part of like 18 different things to really feel like it's being useful. And then it, I don't even know that analogy even makes sense.
No, I got you. No, I
just learned about computers like a day ago, so. So I probably shouldn't even be saying any of this. Yeah, take it back.
Was Pippen 33?
Yeah,
Draco says he was.
Yeah, he was.
Charles Tillman was 33. Draco's just listing off the 33s in the chat.
Yeah, Kerryon Johnson's 33.
Yep. Yeah, more important than any of those, Kerryon Johnson, of course.
Why am I bringing that? This is the last 33 I really could think of right now. Ed Santi was number 33. No, 32, never mind.
Nice throw over the middle, picking up
the
see
that
end.
High pass, that's a low completion pass. I mean, he holds onto it and catches it, but just in sim mode, that's not a catch you usually hang on to too much. And it's a really high risk, low reward. You catch it, you fall straight down. You don't get anything after the catch because he's not really open. Just haven't been too impressed here with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mr. Lee 2708 says Steelers are trash. It's hard to argue with that one right now. Bomber is finally getting something going here in the 3rd quarter, but too little too late. It's 28-3, and the bigger problem than the offense not getting anything going, Bomber, the defense hasn't been able to stop Cleveland at all.
No, not at all. The defense that we knew had a lot of holes coming into this is just it's just a shell of their former self, and I hate to say that shell word again. But, I mean, right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are just not the same team that we're accustomed to seeing in previous Maddens, especially in the NBL. I mean, you see the same personnel, maybe a year older, obviously, but just really looking a lot outmatched right now, physically, athletically, and really mentally, which we usually don't say that about the Pittsburgh Steelers in the NBL, but right now they just seem mentally outmatched.
Cougs joining us in the chat. What's going on, Cougs? A.K.A. Wildcard. What is going on, folks? Appreciate everybody tuning in to NBL Live Broadcast 233. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, the Commish Bomber. We got Week 1 action, the first NBL Live of the Madden 19 cycle. We thought it'd be a great game. We thought it'd be at least a good game. Some people maybe didn't, but so far, the hammer has been laid by this Cleveland Browns team, and Bomber, one game into the Madden cycle, I think the Cleveland Browns and Bananas, they've got a lot of eyes on them to maybe be that king of the AFC.
Yeah, that's what people are thinking right now. The Cleveland Browns got a shot to just kind of hang some more banners there in Cleveland. We know ownership that won the banners is over in Dallas. Now we're covering them on Building the Franchise Dallas Cowboys. You can find that on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League every Saturday, a 5 to 10 minute episode. We also follow them on bonus coverage.
Yeah, you gotta send me those graphics so I can like pop that thing up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take care of that. But look, this is my issue here, and I'm gonna kind of go on a little bit of a rant. You know, Bananas joined Timbo's division after getting sent back to the grid. He made his way back to the NBL. He took over the New York Jets that last season. Wasn't really even his team. He said, I'm winning this division. No way this guy's beating me. And he won the division handedly, right?
Yep.
He goes into the division this year. Timbo joins him in the division, takes the Steelers. You think there's some kind of rivalry brewing here. But, man, it's just been sweep city for Bananas against Timbo so many times now. If I don't see a pulse from Timbo and this Pittsburgh Steelers team at the end of this year, if they get swept again, this is really no rivalry. This is almost like just that team that talks trash to the other team but really shouldn't even be opening his mouth. And that's what it's turned into, kind of maybe like the New York Jets when they had Rex Ryan as their coach, and they were trying to talk trash to the Patriots, and they really shouldn't have been. But they did win a couple of games. You know, I think they ended up going to the playoffs one year. So maybe that's not even the right comparison. But do you see what I'm saying here? It's just almost like we're trying to make a rivalry out of something that on paper maybe should be. Trash talking it should be. But when you actually get on the field, it's really just two different levels here playing right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're down here, and the Cleveland Browns. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers are about the height of Z-Star, and the Cleveland Browns are someone very tall. Maybe the height of Kyle Matt Miller, the flat killer, something like that.
As they're going to take a deep shot down the right side. He has a man. The user got lost. It's Callaway open. Callaway to the end zone. Touchdown, Browns. Insult to injury. Rub that salt in the wound. Good job usering that safety, Timbo, because you just got burned like a bad piece of toast. Yeah. Touchdown, Browns over the top.
Yeah, this rivalry just died. It's dead right now. The mic just dropped. A $144 lift in the third quarter. Guys, start taking your post-game showers. This game's over.
Just go hit the showers. I mean, this has got to be rated R because the violence in this game it's not pretty. This is brutal. This is brutal to watch. And Bobby, you get into. I mean, again, we've talked about Bananas. We talked about what he's looking to do in Cleveland with a young team that is only going to get better through the cycle. Timbo took over a Steelers team that, you know, there are a lot of big contracts over there, and if you can't win with some of the talent you got there, you wonder what the outlook is throughout the cycle.
Yeah, absolutely right now. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers out of box. I think they're ranked, what, 4th, 5th overall as far as overall goes as far as a team. They got the cover athlete. You got a great quarterback, arguably the best halfback in the game, a good, decent offensive line. They're going to go over top and get their own shot of their own.
Nice throw.
Finding Antonio Brown against that cover 2, I believe, was what it was.
Why are you running a cover 2 invert on the 20-yard line?
Which is definitely a over-the-top beater. Because Ben Roethlisberger has shown you nothing but flats, and if you can get pressure on him, cover 2 invert's going to take away the flats, and they're going to cover that intermediate route. Wanted to test Ben to see if he'd go over the top. He absolutely did there. They didn't get a touchdown here for your Pittsburgh.
Listen, if there's one thing we know Timbo can throw, it's that post route over the middle. And right there, that's the defense to call if you wanted to give up the post route. It's going to be a shot to the end zone. Gains back there. Good coverage on Antonio Brown, who catches that one out of bounds and phases through the wall. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and that's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen him take a shot against that go route there on the left side with Antonio Brown, and he's been looking there quite often. He just wants that clean release. He's not getting it right now, and at the 29-yard line, imagine how much you'd have to beat a DB to get over top of him in 30 yards, with knowing that there's nothing more than that. It really would take quite a horrible press by the defense, but he might get it right here.
2nd and 10, empty backfield for Ben Roethlisberger, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Tight end James on the right side of that formation. 2nd down as Roethlisberger takes the snap, dropping back to pass. Waiting, looking, looks over the middle on a slant route, and great defense once again, batting that one away. The press coverage, too much to handle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 in Pittsburgh after a big, deep play to Antonio Brown. Looks like they may have to settle for another field goal.
Yeah, I'm starting to question the entire play calling here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm seeing a lot of that on the left side. You got a corner route, a little high-low concept, a little lowercase c kind of thing. And I just don't like that route. Those routes take a little too long to develop, and then you're usually sat there with nothing, and the pressure's going to start getting to you.
Ooh, tight catch. Oh, that was good coverage, but Juju Smith-Schuster making the catch. Josh Dobbs. So, Bomber, we've seen Josh Dobbs. We've seen Ben Roethlisberger. We haven't seen Mason Rudolph, the guy that Timbo was saying he might start at quarterback.
Yeah, that's kind of suspect right there, but maybe if Mason Rudolph comes in, that's it. He's going to be the starter. And maybe that's what they're saving him for right now, is they give Joshua Dobbs a couple snaps in some shotgun sets right now, giving Big Ben a breather. Ben hasn't looked too great today.
Handoff up the middle, Bell taken down by McDowell. It's going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. The first real good chance we've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers have at getting a touchdown. It has been a lackluster game, to say the least, from this Pittsburgh Steelers team, as they were looking to make a statement here in Week 1, folks. And that statement is the Cleveland Browns are much better than we are. They're up 35-6. They've been burned in every facet of the game. Let's see if Pittsburgh can maybe get a little dignity back, if that is at all possible. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left side, 1 over to the right side. Le'Veon Bell to the right of Ben Roethlisberger. We'll see if they hand it off to him again. It's a play-action pass. It's a quick throw on the slant, complete to the tight end, trying to fight to the end zone. He'll be taken down at the 1-yard line. That's going to take us to the 4th quarter. Bomber, I think we got a Sklamscriber giveaway coming up now, as he made that announcement a little earlier. Sklamscriber giveaway, one of the best things here on the NBL Network.
I've actually changed Adam Sklamberg's name in the chat. We call him Adam, but I'm calling him the $1 Million Man, because he's giving away these Sklamscriptions.
And he
like
gives it away to
Cougs. In his pocket.
Gives it away to
Ed
Cougs.
DiBiase.
Why wasn't Cougs subscribed? He gave it away to Cougs.
You know, sometimes when we both talk at the same time, we say the exact same thing. Have you noticed that, though?
Yeah.
It didn't happen there. I'm not talking about right there as Le'Veon gets in for a trash touchdown. Here to try to make it a little bit more respectable. But have you noticed that during the thing, there's like 3 or 4 times in which I never ever heard what you said, and I guess I talked at the exact same time as you. I just stepped over your talk, and we said the exact same thing, and you would say something like, I don't know if it's good chemistry, dude. It's almost like awkward.
It's awkward. It's awkward chemistry. It's 100% awkward chemistry. Expert in the chat saying, told y'all Bananas was about to run it up. Yeah, it's been ugly, 35-13, and now it's going to be a whole lot of the Cleveland Browns rushing attack, which had a good day, Bomber. We've been, I think, impressed the most. I mean, Baker Mayfield's been great, but Nick Chubb has really come in and provided a nice punch on the ground.
Yeah, he has, and he didn't get the first couple carries. It was a lot of Duke Johnson Jr. We haven't seen any Carlos Hyde. We see Duke Johnson in the backfield right now. Hey, I want to give a shout-out to Expert, man. Check him out at DML Expert. On Twitter, and right there, Duke Johnson, he's looking like NASA. Just a ton of space right there up the middle. I've used it a little too much.
I love it.
Okay, all right. But Expert, you know what this game's reminding me of? Expert, put yourself as Pittsburgh. Think of Big Kep as the Cleveland Browns. Remind me of that game from the tournament? No?
No,
something like that.
The wake, the funeral of Expert.
you know, Expert like subscribes to Big Kep now. He's in all the streams, man. You know when you beat somebody so bad that they try to be your friend afterwards.
Like, hey man, I get you kicked the crap out of me, but you want to be friends? You want to protect me a little bit because that really hurt. I don't want it to happen again.
You know, like it's a grade school thing when somebody beats you up and then they're like friends the next week. It somehow made them closer. That funeral, Expert felt close to Big Kep.
It was a beautiful service. Expert says it was worse. 2nd and 6 for Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns. Bomber, I'm surprised Baker Mayfield's still in this game because you don't want your young rookie quarterback who you are relying on this year to get hurt.
Well, let me put it this way. Run to the right side there for Nick Chubb. 9 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Running game has looked great. Passing game has looked great. Yeah, here's the thing. You don't want him to get hurt, but here's my 2 cents on this whole thing. You want to get a rookie the most amount of confidence you can get him in his first season because that often dictates the future of his career. Well, this game is nothing but a confidence-gaining, confidence-building opportunity. So you leave him in there. You let him sling it around, got him feeling like $1 million, a.k.a. got him feeling like Adam Sklamberg over there passing out subscriptions. I think you leave him in right here, Osh. I think you just continue to take that confidence to the next level and let him feel more comfortable here playing in the NBL.
3rd and 7, throw to Duke Johnson. Not a whole lot there. Baker Mayfield, 12 of 15, 257 and 2 touchdowns. Jamie in the chat says, Bob bullied me in week 1. We should be best friends now by this logic. Absolutely true. You should absolutely, to the king of Bush Light, you should cozy up to old Josh Defer because he loves those Bush
koozie up.
Right? Koozie up for some Bush Lattes. As the Pittsburgh Steelers going to get a chance to, I don't know, Bomber, what are you looking for at this point? Just points to make yourself feel better?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. A touchdown to say, oh, you know what? That's what we weren't doing in the first half. See, the second half, I kind of figured them out. Get the Sonny Weaver logic going on here and just pretend that there's something positive you take away from this, even though we all know that this has been an absolutely atrocious play here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nothing positive to take away from this game.
Quick throw underneath it is complete. Breaks one tackle. He's got some room. He gets a first down on that play. 9 of 21 for 143 for Roethlisberger. Bomber, I'm looking through the scores on Daddy.
9 for 21.
Yeah, 9 for 21.
Huh.
That is not good. Not good by any standards. And Roethlisberger's going to get clobbered there on first down. Looking through the scores on Daddy Leagues, seeing if there were any major surprises in the first week of the season. Still trying to figure out who everybody is. How about Fellow Blitz and the LA Chargers come out with a 28-27 victory over MBM and the Kansas City Chiefs? That Chargers team, Fellow Blitz, I don't know how much expectations there were in LA. It failed him in team selection, and he's starting out the season 1-0.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers, 10 for 15, 270 yards. A lot of just passes that were deep down the field making plays. You got Tyrell Williams. Hunter Henry makes the catch at the end, but Keenan Allen also caught a pass for 30 yards. I mean, that's basically where it came. They ground and pound, 16 carries, 35 yards for Doug Martin. Not very much. It was a very slug-it-out game that had a bunch of big plays. It's right there. Antonio Brown just stopped.
What was that? What was that?
Stop and spin.
It was a stop and rotate, more like.
That's the reason why he's not winning right now.
The team you are covering on Building the Franchise, the Cowboys eked out a win, 16-13 over Porter and the Carolina Panthers. That is a last-second sort of win for the Dallas Cowboys, but you start out 1-0. You're happy. Is there any concerns in Dallas that this first game was so close?
I've watched all their games. We've covered them all on bonus coverage for the Building the Franchise Dallas Cowboys. Here's the issue. The Cowboys look great preseason week 1 to 3. Something happened week 4. And they still came out just a little sluggish. I think they'll be all right week 2. The Dallas Cowboys do have, I think a pretty favorable schedule this season. Week 2, they end up playing actually the schedule's not loading on Daddy Leagues. I can't even fake like I knew who they were playing next. All right, Dallas Cowboys next week. I don't know who they're playing, but something happened week 4 preseason. I don't like it. And the offense just looks a little turnover prone, especially with fumbles. Dak Prescott's got to hold on to the ball. He was very good for a while. It just seems like they're a little late on their deliveries. Next
week, they got the New York Giants, Darth Brawler.
Okay, so New York Giants, I think they're going to have
4
a good game
disconnects. They'll have a good game.
The Jacksonville Jaguars just stomped them 31-17. I think they defeat them. Who do they got week 3?
Week 3, they've got the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, another aging team. I think they got a pretty nice schedule. Week 4, they play the Detroit Lions. That should be here on NBL Live. I think this team's in a good spot right now. I think they're probably playing, not where they want to be. It's early in the season, looking a little rusty to start the season. But the first 3 weeks of preseason, if they're indicative to anything positive that this team can do this year, watch out, NBL. This team's got a high ceiling.
Tennessee Titans with a 24-13 victory over the Miami Dolphins. Bomber unisolated in Tennessee. JY out in Miami. I think a game that many saw a bigger spread than 11. The Titans still get a victory there, but is there concern in Tennessee, especially how the preseason went?
Yeah, they didn't look good in preseason. I tell you, the 2 preseason busts that I saw were the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. I did a lot of bonus coverage over the preseason. I did not like how those 2 teams played. I don't like their body language. I didn't like anything about them. The Titans end up beating the Dolphins, who they should have probably beat by 21+. They squeeze out a game by 11 here week 1. It's still early in the season, but I think Marcus Mariota was probably one of the biggest disappointments in the NBL Season 33 preseason. He just didn't look great. He was 13 for 18, $194 in the week 1, so he kind of figured it out a little bit. He had a 120.5 QBR. Looked good against Miami, but we all know Miami's defense has a lot of holes, and this team needs to fix a lot of places. So I think 24-13, Miami isn't too upset about that score.
On the positive side, in the battle of 2 of the worst teams out of the box, the Indianapolis Colts team you're going to see on NBL Live in week 2, they came out with a 19-3 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals. Eric G was the New Orleans Saints in Madden 18 and had a lot of success in New Orleans. Was one of those owners who were looking to make that next step. Big misstep in week 1 as Andrew Luck, they do lose Andrew Luck for 5 or 6 weeks, I think I saw. But he goes 19-24 for 259 and 2 touchdowns in that 19-3 victory. This Colts team, Bomber, maybe one to look out for. Not a whole lot ratings-wise, but they got a pretty good owner out in Indianapolis.
Yeah, they do, and Andrew Luck's going to be the key to their success this season. Double A's taking over that Indianapolis Colts team. As right there you see Antonio Brown come off the line of scrimmage as he was a blocker, and he motioned him to the left side. And he's going to throw to him.
That's pass
That's
interference.
defensive pass interference.
It's touching.
100%. You can't run into somebody. And that's all it is. You just literally, you don't have to be chest to chest with them as the ball arrives, though. You have to also have to understand that as a user. The SWAT button and the mechanic, you can make up space as you can in real life. You actually have hands, so you don't need to be chest to chest with them, bumping them. Right there, just give them a free play. But, I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter so much.
You're just trying to get out of here without any injuries. As Roethlisberger's made his stats look a little better because the Cleveland Browns really backed off. They're playing soft coverage, and Roethlisberger's taking a little bit of advantage. That one, 35-13 score right now. So, Palmer, I think it goes without saying that the Cleveland Browns, the favorite in this division, but who do you see as the team that's going to come out second, and will this team have any more than one playoff team?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot right now. I'd like to say the Baltimore Ravens, but they barely beat the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills have yet, and this includes preseason by user games, have yet to score an offensive touchdown.
Wow.
No
kidding.
No offense. They had a pick six today. They had 10 points, a pick six, and a field goal. And they barely beat the Buffalo Bills. So what I'm thinking is the Baltimore Ravens, they aren't feeling too good right now either. Lamar Jackson had 100 yards on the ground rushing. I just don't know where they're at. So, yeah, I'm going to say no. I don't think this team makes a nice interception there. Big Ben trying to force feed Antonio Brown. Just really a lot of head-scratching moments here.
That's basically going to do this one unless the Pittsburgh Steelers really want to get real masochistic and use their timeouts. Baker Mayfield's going to line up in the first victory formation of his young career, and it won't be the first time this season. He takes the knee, and that's going to take us all the way down to 0-0, your final score here in Cleveland. The Browns with a 35-13 victory, Bomber. What was bigger for you in this game? How good the Cleveland Browns looked or how bad the Pittsburgh Steelers looked?
How bad the Pittsburgh Steelers look. The Cleveland Browns, I expected them to be a good team. They had one bad game in the preseason. They looked pretty dominant. They finished 3-1 in the NBL Season 33 preseason. They look good. Baker Mayfield looked good. Tyrod Taylor looked good. I mean, this team has a lot of weapons, and they have some depth at much-needed positions. Pittsburgh Steelers, I didn't know too much about them coming into this game, but right now I've seen a lot, and it's just something that it's going to take a while for me to get used to because we're used to seeing the Pittsburgh Steelers dominate. We're used to seeing that black and yellow actually means something. And right now, as Tomlin throws down his clipboard,
yeah, he's not happy.
Upset right now. The captain over there, they got Baker Mayfield as a captain on this team. You get to set your own captains in Madden 19. Very cool feature. And Baker Mayfield, he got the C on his chest because he's the captain of this team. But man, Pittsburgh just didn't show up tonight.
That's going to take us to the end of the game. Big win for the Cleveland Browns, Bomber. You can check out player of the game selections. We're going to let Bleacher Report handle that one this season. So make sure you follow Bleacher Report on Twitter at MBL_Bleacher. They will have your NBL Live player of the game. Bomber, your final thoughts from this divisional matchup. Really a tone setter as the Cleveland Browns looking like the favorites in this division by a long shot.
Yeah, Believe Land takes a whole nother meaning right now. I think more or less this is happening. You don't have to believe it anymore. You don't. It's not a faith-based thing. The Cleveland Browns are the best team in the AFC North. Now Pittsburgh, a lot to work on now. If week 2 you can come out and kind of change the mentality here and kind of change the way everything looked in this game, maybe we can start talking that Pittsburgh hype again. But right now, Pittsburgh looks bad. They just don't look good, and I'm worried that Ben Roethlisberger is going to get wasted away here in this first season. He might end up a free agent at the end of NBL Season 33.
Well, quite a statement here in Week 1. Make sure you join us for Week 2 matchup. Again, we've got the Colts and the Redskins coming up Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time right here, twitch.tv/MBL Network. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in who hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and just watch the game. We appreciate all you all. We're looking forward to being with you throughout this Madden 19 cycle. We are going to get out of here. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. For my co-host, Bomber, I am Oshu. Once again, your final score, the Cleveland Browns absolutely shellac the Pittsburgh Steelers 35-13. We'll see you Sunday night, NBL Live. We've got a broadcast 2:34, Colts and Redskins. You can find it here on the NBL Network.